group of teenagers sign up to fight for the Germans during World War I and immediately realize that war is more brutal than any of them could have imagined. All Quiet on the Western Front was incredible. Now maybe I went in with low expectations because war movies aren't really my thing, and the fact that it went straight to Netflix, I just didn't expect much. How many war movies do I have to watch and love before my brain quits thinking that I'm not going to enjoy a movie just because it's about war? Right from the first scene, I knew I was going to love this. There was a lot of really great and really pretty camera shots of the Western Front, and I loved the originality of following an unknown soldier through battle until death, only to realize you weren't following the soldier, but his uniform. The film takes place over 100 years ago. How did the laundry crew get that uniform so clean? If I get a small ketchup stain on my shirt, it's ruined. In school, we used to watch those vintage war commercials and look at flyers that glamorized and encouraged young men to sign up to fight for their country. Most of these were from the World War II era. In World War I and in World War II, the average person didn't have the ability to see the true horrors of war. Not everyone had a TV. Reporters weren't out on the front lines snapping photos to send back home for everyone to see. They only knew fighting was the right thing to do, because that's what the radio, the TV, and the print ads told them. I had never really thought about this before, but it explains why our heroes in All Quiet on the Western Front were so eager to join the war, even if it meant lying about their age. They had no idea what they were getting into. It was hard to watch the drastic change in these boys' demeanor. In one day, they go from gung-ho, ready to fight, excited about their new uniform and their new gun, to being told, "You will probably be dead by dawn." Now, I don't know a lot about World War I. I always heard it was trench warfare, but I didn't really know what that meant until I saw the movie 1917, which currently is my favorite war movie of all time. Now, even though I prefer 1917 to All Quiet on the Western Front, it's mainly due to the unmatched cinematography of that film. While 1917 shows a bit of the trench warfare, I don't think I fully understood just how bad things were until I saw it recreated in All Quiet on the Western Front. The war scenes in this are just as shocking and unrelenting as those in Saving Private Ryan. And just when you think things can't get any worse or any scarier, the French soldiers show up with some new weapons. From what I gather from the few World War I movies I've seen, it was before the military had planes, and tanks were few and far between. It was a lot of hand-to-hand combat and rifles. It was colder, wetter, and muddier than any person could thrive in. There are so many scenes I just can't get out of my head. The most powerful was watching our hero Paul and a soldier having a one-on-one battle in the middle of a muddy pit. It is just so heartbreaking. Another thing I couldn't get out of my head while watching was that one of the German generals looked hilariously similar to Dr. Robotnik from the Sonic the Hedgehog video games. So much so that I googled the origin of that character to see if he was based on a World War I general. He wasn't. Just a coincidence, I think. This may be the most impressive original Netflix movie to date. This would have been a surefire blockbuster at the cinema. Maybe not in 2022, but if it had come out within 5 years of Saving Private Ryan. If you have a surround sound system, crank it up loud. The sound immersion of the war scenes adds so much to the overall experience. One word of advice: this is a German film and Netflix defaults the language to be dubbed into English. About halfway through, I switched from the English dub to the original German audio with subtitles, and it was a much more enjoyable experience. Dubbing just never captures the emotions of the original actor's line delivery. So after loving They Shall Not Grow Old, 1917, and now All Quiet on the Western Front, I'm starting to think maybe I'm a World War I movie guy. Being covered in dirt and mud, flamethrowers, looking out of broken windows, marching into battle, trench warfare, villains who look like Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog.